Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good, good morning, Grand Rising CSL Midtown. Yes, I am all fired up, man. You know, Faith Rivera and Harold's in that pain with that song. Let's stand together. So again, as was mentioned, the theme for the year is Grand Rising. Grand Rising. So my question to you before we get into this is, are you rising grandly? Are you stepping into your boldness? Are you standing in who you are to be with that grand rising? What I love about that theme, Grand Rising, is it reminds me to every day when I rise that I am here to be my grandest, my greatest, my boldest self that I can be. Which brings us to this month's topic, which is holy boldness. Holy boldness. Now, it's interesting, right? Because sometimes we hear the word holy and we think that we have to be But let me remind you of something. The next time that you're out driving or walking and you're in nature, just stop. Stop and smell the roses. Stop and take a look at the nature around you. That is holy boldness. It is just being. So when it comes to us, when it comes to you and I, when it comes to you, me, and we are here to be our most magnificent selves bodaciously. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to be, outlandishly loud or anything like that. But what it really does mean is that we are connecting with that holy part of us, that divine emanation that is at the very center of our lives, and boldly allowing it full sway. So today's topic is, as you can probably already notice, is I am all fired up. I am all fired up. And the subtitle to this is passion, clarity, gratitude, and trust are the kindling for being fired up. Right? Passion, clarity, gratitude, and trust are the kindling to being all fired up. So I want to break this down just a little bit, taking one line from that song, live the dream of your highest calling. And that takes connecting with our passion. So remember, I was saying that some of the kindling, or the kindling to being fired up, is passion, clarity, gratitude, and trust. So let me start with passion. In the dictionary, there's a few definitions, and this is the one that I chose. Is a very short one. Passion means intense desire or enthusiasm. Intense desire or enthusiasm. Are you enthusiastic about why you're here? Are you enthusiastic? Do you have a passion for your purpose for being here? Oh, but I hear you. I can hear you. I have special ears. These earbuds are pretty special because I can hear you asking, well, but I don't quite know what my passion is quite yet, Eugene. So how do we find out what we're passionate about? Ask the question. Simple. What am I passionate about? Right? What are you passionate about? If you're not sure, then you get to ask the question, what is it that you would love to do most? Stop and ask yourself that question. What is it that I would love to do most? Oh, man. Now, if money were not an issue, right? What would you be doing? What would you love to do most? Is it write that book? Is it write that song? Is it working with teens, or working with children, or working with the elderly? Is it speaking? Is it singing? Is it just being of service? What would you love to do most? And once you start to tap into the answer of that, now you start connecting with what you're passionate about. When you answer that question, what would I love to do most? You will have a pretty good sense of what it is that you're passionate about, because the joy will come up, the enthusiasm will come up, and you'll go, oh yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Now I'm fired up. I'm fired up. Yeah. So if you are not Again, if money were not an issue, what is it that you would be doing? In other words, my brothers and sisters, what excites you? What fires you up? Put away the thoughts about, well, I have to go to work, or my family won't like what I do, or put away all of that because you're not here to live for them. The truth is that you're here to live for spirit. The truth is that you are here to live for you, which is the same thing, because there is no separation. There is no separation between you and spirit because it's all one. Guess what? Who put that? What do you think put that desire there in the first place? That infinite intelligence that has created the heavens and the earth and all in between. So do not worry about what people are going to think. I can't do this because they may say this, or I can't do this because if I do what I'm passionate about, I won't make the type of money that I'm making now, but I don't like the job that I'm working in. Oh man, it's a drudgery, but I get that paycheck every two weeks. And here's the thing about that, right? That inner desire, that inner purpose is tapping on the door of your heart. So ask yourself the question, what am I passionate about? What am I passionate about? What fires you up? What fires you up when you think about it? It's an interesting thing, just a real quick, not a sidebar, because it's just a part of the talk here, right? Is interestingly enough, years ago, I stuttered a lot. I mean, to get a sentence out was a chore. It was like today. It was that bad, right? And so I never thought that I would be doing this, speaking in front of people, until I just let go and surrendered. When I was working with the World Ministry of Prayer and started doing trainings and classes and facilitating workshops, and then I realized, my purpose is to be a light and a way shower, to joyfully assist others in remembering who and what you are, divine beings of light, and together we reveal heaven on earth. That's my purpose. That's what fires me up. That's my passion. That's my passion. And I never thought that I would be doing this. But as I said before, as I surrendered to it and asked the question, what turns me on? What fires me up? You know what fires me up? Doing this, right? What fires me up is teaching classes because I love light bulbs going on. And I tell students sometimes that I am not a teacher. I am a facilitator of you remembering who you are, because I can't teach you anything that you don't know. I'm just here to facilitate the remembering, the memory banks of, because how many times have you been in a situation in class or whatever, a lecture or a workshop, and you stopped and you said, I know that. It's because there's something within you that does. So ask yourself the question, what would I be doing? What would I love to be doing most? What would I love to be doing most? Now, after we have identified what that is, then we go to that next piece of kindling, which is clarity. Now we are here to get clear, not on just what it is that we're here to do. We're not here only to get clear on tapping into our passion, but I also want to invite you to get clear, because this is important. So many people have a block with this part, right? Get clear on what the blocks may be. I have identified what my passion is. I have identified what fires me up. But now I'm afraid to go forth. I am being lazy about doing whatever it is I need to do to bring that forth. So let me get clear on what those blocks are. Let me attain clarity as to why I am resisting going forth with my passion. It has been said that if your vision doesn't scare you, it's too small. So have a big vision. Have a big vision. And then when that fear comes up, and that fear may sound like, Oh, I'm not good enough to do this. Oh man, people are going to talk about me. I don't know enough. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have enough money. I have too much money. How can you have too much money? Whatever those I'm not enoughs, the not enoughs, whatever those are, we want to be clear. We want to identify those. And then as we start to identify them, this is how we let them go. We don't try to fight them because those thoughts will come up. We don't try to fight them. All we want to do is to be aware of them. You notice the thought and you get to go, oh, that's an interesting thought. And it's not the truth of who I am. The truth of who I am is that I am the vehicle of this passion. I am the vehicle that this desire, this highest dream is coming forth through, so that the planet is uplifted. Now, here's the thing about what I just said, that the planet is uplifted. We may never see it. That's okay. As long as you are moving forward, following your passion, as long as you are following and living your purpose on purpose and getting clear on what the blocks are, now the universe goes conspires to bring your desires to fruition. I want you to think about this, that you are backed by the entire universe. That intelligence that causes the earth to spin on its axis over 900 miles an hour, that same intelligence that causes the sun to shine, that same intelligence that has created everything that there is that same intelligence that beats your heart. It is the same intelligence that breathes your breath. So we want to also get clear that we are one with this divine intelligence, which is why I love spiritual mind treatment. I love affirmative prayer. And those first two steps are the most important to recognize. You can call it God, you can call it Buddha, you can call it Allah, you can call it, what was that song that we heard earlier today? Can't think of who it is right now. But anyway, we get to call it Buddha, you get to call it what you want, and then tap into it and then recognize that you are one with it. There is no separation here. Again, I go back to saying this. What do you think put the desire in your heart? What do you think put that passion and that purpose within you? It's done that so that it could experience that through you. Dr. Ernest Holmes says that there is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. And he said, that life is my life now. I switched it up to fit me. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. I am that life now. You are the perfect life of God. So that's something else we want to be clear on as we clear out those blocks and those thoughts, because those blocks are only thoughts, right? Those disempowering thoughts. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'll never make it. Those are disempowering thoughts. Yes, this dream has come up. This purpose has come up, and I'm passionate about it. But they told me back when I was a kid that I will never amount to anything, or whatever the story might be. Once we get clear on that, now we get to get clear on, oh, wait a minute. I am the expression of the divine. The divine expresses as me. Let me be clear on this. Let me embrace this. Let me embody this. That I am a representative of the divine. You are a representative of the divine because the divine represents itself as you. Holy boldness. Oh man, I am all fired up because I know that which causes the sun to shine beats my heart so that it can experience its life as my life. So we want to get clear, number one, on what those blocks are, right? What those blocks may be. And then we want to have the courage to let them go. Have the courage to let them go. And then let me back up. Have the courage to let them go. And if you're not sure on how to do that, then connect with a practitioner. Connect connect with someone who is not going to co-sign your, do not connect with people who will be there in your misery. You don't want to connect with those people. You want to connect with friends who are going to say, you know what, I believe in you. I think you can do this. In fact, I know that you can do this. Right? Then we want to get clear on the mental equivalent that was spoken about a little bit earlier. As we believe, so it is done. So when you believe, not if you believe, when you believe that you can attain your highest purpose, your highest desire, when you believe that, you will achieve that. It is done unto us as we believe. And we want to go past the belief to absolutely knowing, because beliefs will change. What I believe today may change tomorrow based on new information, or based on some old thoughts coming up again, which has me believing that I'm not good enough, right? So beliefs change, but beliefs they're a great place to start. As we believe, so it is, right? But then we want to get to knowing, because you're knowing, once you know that you know that you know, your knowing doesn't change, but what your knowing does is it deepens. You have a deeper understanding, standing under the awareness that you are created in the spiritual image and likeness and out of the nature of the divine itself, here on purpose to live, on purpose to serve your purpose, which is also serving humanity. Now, so there's the passion, then we got clarity, and then the other part of the kindling is gratitude. Oh my God. In all things, be grateful. In all things, be grateful. In spiritual mind treatment, we are taught that gratitude is the fourth step. Thanksgiving is the step, is step 4. The first step is recognition, recognizing that there's only one life, one power, one presence. Step 2 is that I am one with that one power, that one life, that one presence. Step 3, coming from step 1 and 2, is that now I speak my word. I am realizing that the desire that I am speaking is now made manifest. Step 4 is I am grateful for this word spoken. I'm grateful for this answered prayer. So how it's taught is the fourth step. But I want to throw this out there, that making gratitude the first step, or the preamble to the first step. You will hear me in my prayers say, I am so very grateful for this moment. I am grateful for this opportunity to speak this word. I am grateful to recognize, and then I go into my 5 steps. But in all things, be grateful. Scripture says, in all things, be grateful. It doesn't say for all things. It says in all things. So what does that mean? Even when you're having a crazy day, even be grateful. Even when that person pushes that button or triggers you, be grateful. I love that one. When that person pushes the button, be grateful to them. See, because they may have pushed the button, but they did not install the button. So when that button is pushed, it's a beautiful opportunity to say, oh, thank you so much for pissing me off or aggravating me. Thank you so much, because now it has allowed whatever that was pushed, it has allowed that to come up, so I can now start to heal that. Has nothing to do with them except for that they pushed the button. Thank you so much. I am in deep gratitude for that, because now this is up for me to heal. So let me heal this. In all things, be grateful. People will say, but Reverend Eugene, what about if you're experiencing an illness? In that, be grateful. Be grateful. And it's that gratitude that is a creative energy that creates more to be grateful for. Yeah. So even in that experience of the physical body going through an illness, or whatever it is, you're in the hospital or whatever, be grateful for the life that you are living right here and right now. Be grateful. Catch this. Remember, it is done unto us as we believe. Be grateful that the body temple is healed now. Don't worry about the appearances. And you caught what I said. I am grateful that the body temple is healed, not healing, but it is healed in spite of the appearances. In all things, be grateful. But Reverend Eugene, you don't know what my bank account says. I don't care what your bank account says, because we want to be grateful that we are surrounded by an abundance of everything, an abundance of money, an abundance of creativity, an abundance of love, an abundance of oxygen, an abundance. Do you realize that there are over, 30 to 40 trillion cells within the body, all focused on one thing? They all have their different jobs, but they all come together to make sure that this divine body temple functions perfectly. So if we find ourselves in the hospital, we have the opportunity to stop and be grateful for the healing that is taking place now. So when it comes to being fired up, and we've identified our passion and our desire, and we got clear on what it is that we are to do, and then we got clear on all of that, and now we are grateful that it is done. We're grateful that it is done. I am grateful that I am open, receptive, and available to allow this passion to come forth. Oh my God, I am grateful. And then we come to trust. Trust that this is complete. Trust that you have everything that you absolutely need in order for that passion, for that desire to be brought to fruition. Trust it. Why? Because we are surrounded by, let me put it the way that Dr. Ernest Holmes says, right? That there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. And we are surrounded by this power. Now, what I want to also let you in on is that you are that power of the universe. You are the power for good. Trust that. I ask clients, so do you trust God? They go, yes, absolutely. Cool. Do you trust yourself? Well, maybe not as much. And I say, okay, well, let me point this out. If there's no separation, that God and I are one, Spirit and I are one, Source and I are one, if I trust the Source, then I must trust myself, because there's no separation. So going back to the clarity, let me get clear that I am one with this infinite intelligence. So trust in the power of your word, trust in the power of the infinite intelligence to bring your word to fruition, and trust that you are the vehicle through which it is manifested. Holy boldness. And then we get to walk boldly in the knowing that there isn't anything, not a single thing, that can stop, hinder, or keep us from showing up as our divine, magnificent selves. Trust in who you are. Trust in the power that beats your heart. Trust in that speaks your word. Right? Be passionate about this thing called life. Life is precious. Handle with prayer. One more thing I want to say, right? Because we are beautifully created. Oh my God, we are so, as I like to say, we are humanly divine and divinely human. We have been given everything that we need. We have been set up, right? So people say, be careful of what you ask for. I'm going to invite us to use a different way of saying that, because they say, be careful for what you ask for, because you're going to get it, right? Well, if that's the case, and it is done unto us as we believe. So then let's not be careful, because being careful has a little bit of fear in there, right? You got to be careful. So knowing that we're going to get what we ask for, then let's be aware of what we ask for. Going back to clarity. Because there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. And we use it through our thoughts, our words, and our feelings. Passion, clarity, gratitude, and trust. These are the kindling of being fired up. So I want to end this. I want to anchor this in prayer. So I stand in this awareness and I stand in this place of gratitude, so grateful to be aware that there is only one power, one presence, and one life, and that is the power and the presence in the life of God, that infinite intelligence that governs the universe through divine law and unconditional love. As I recognize that it is everywhere present at all times, I know that it is present right where I am. No matter where I am, God is revealing himself in, through, and as the I am that I am. And as I know this to be the truth of my life, I know this to be the truth of each individualized expression of God tuning in today, and also those who may tune in a little later. Right here, right now, God is, we are. And so it is from my awareness of our oneness in God that I speak this word for the courage to stand boldly in holy boldness, right? Knowing that as we stand in the divinity of our being, we are guided and directed to experience only the highest and the best. For this and for so much more than these words can ever express, I am so very grateful and thankful. It is from this space of gratitude that I now release my word into the awesome and dynamic activity of love and law. See, I know that as this word is released into the law has no other choice. It has no recourse. It cannot help itself. It must take these words and mold them and shape them, design and create them, and then return them unto us, not void or empty, but absolutely and completely fulfilled. And so fulfilled, we now allow it to be. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen.